Alrighty, welcome back, folks. So LOL, it's good to see you again, man. Do you have time to watch? Because the reason why I was late today is because I spent time on Jurassic World Evolution 1, which honestly you're not gonna miss much. And there is this System Shock remake as well, which I went through as well, but honestly you're not gonna miss too much. I actually did save the most interesting bit for now. So I basically went through the next level, and I basically just save you the time because the whole exploration bit honestly is not that interesting. I mean, you don't get lost. It's easy to tell where to go, but there really isn't much that happens that is worth talking about. It's relatively straightforward. Heck, this game you can even beat in less than 4 hours, kind of like Resident Evil. But I took my time with it because I wanted to see how they did this game compared to the original. So it's good to see you again. LOL. So, interestingly enough, the System Shock remake does have a cheat menu that was patched in recently. That's nice, so you can mess around. Also removing HUD. And this Jurassic World Evolution 1 game, you get 2 credit rolls if you reach 5 stars on all islands, and you reach 5 stars if you complete all missions in all 5 islands. Yeah. You get the credit sequence twice. I did enjoy it. I did play the original game, and they did copy most of the things from the original game. So if you got time to watch, I'll basically save you the best moment for last, where things actually finally pick up. So all you need to know in the plot of this System Shock remake is the entire space station has been taken over by a hostile AI. Everybody's turned into cyborgs. There's virus mutants plaguing the station, and now we just set the self-destruct on the entire station. And that's all you really need to know. And I'm just trying to remember the code, because at least in this game, the codes that you got to do and some locations for the plot are randomized, so you can't just look up online guides. And I had to do a chess puzzle, by the way. Have you ever played chess? I tried. It's not for me. And I had to do this chess puzzle by myself. And I did get lucky, but it did take a while to beat the AI. It was a bit frustrating. So I basically saved you the best bits for last. Yeah, there was actually a chess puzzle in this game. And yeah, I'm not good at it, but I was able to beat it. And it's randomized too, so you can't look up online guides for that. You never know what you're gonna get on your playthrough. So this is the title screen for the System Shock remake. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but they basically took this original game and they basically made it into modern graphics using Unreal Engine 4, which I think it looks fine. And basically, I save you the long version, and this is where things finally pick up, where we go to the reactor just to blow it up. I already cleared this whole level, and this is what happens. We're gonna turn on our environmental suit just to protect us from the radiation. Radiation poisoning is not very high because we already got the best suit. We're gonna go here. Here we go. 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, 6. Whoops, I did not put that code in correctly. Whoops. 5. There you go.
Destruct security clearance accepted.
Oh yes, it does have that Leon inventory, yes. And there we go. Pull the lever to self-destruct this place.
Reactor destruct countdown started.
And this is what happens.
What have you done, impudent alien? If I am to
Avenge myself on you. My cybernetic children will feed your flesh, and none will ever know your deeds or even your name.
enjoy your victory, human, for the remainder of your short life.
Notice what I did there? I'm shuffling between weapons. Yeah, and that's a mutated cyborg, by the way. Yep. We're gonna take a series of elevators to get the hell out of here, and we're gonna go to the maintenance level next. And we got some enemies that will spawn in front of us to stop us. Yep. This is as action. This is as action-packed as it gets. And we're gonna take this elevator here. Oh, I missed the elevators right here.
Come, meet the new horizon.
We're gonna use our EMP here. This game, this remake is a few years old, but the original game is from the 90s. So yeah, the original game, the original that this game is remaking is from the 90s, around Doom. But this one is a few years old, and it's a fairly faithful remake. So, all right, so here we go. We got ourselves Penetrator. We're gonna use our Medipatch here. Yeah, I've already explored this entire level, by the way, so we already know where to go. And the escape pods are over here on the east side of the east side here. So, also, this game has a cheat menu, by the way. This game does have a cheat menu. So, yeah, there we go. I don't know where the enemies are gonna spawn, because they can literally spawn anywhere. Oh yeah, and this thing is lighting up because we initiated the self-destruct sequence. Oh yeah, and there is a self-charging station there as well. Here we go. We're gonna save our game right here. This is where the boss fight is gonna be at. And I'm actually curious how this boss fight is gonna happen this time around. And this remake is the makers of this game have been pretty generous. And this is what I'm talking about. Let me just save this game just since I got the correct loadout now. We got ourselves a second boss fight version of this. Yeah, there are many enemies in this game, but you do get some boss fights, if you will. And if you decide to get this game yourself, there is a cheat menu that the makers decide to add. You remember, games used to have cheats. I'm glad the people that make this game did not forget about the cheat menus. So all you have to do is if you want to play the game and get achievements, all you got to do is quit to the title screen, load a save file, and you can resume. So how this works is very simple. All you do is press escape, load up the menu like this, hold Control Tab, click on this triangle right here, and you get a cheat menu. How cool is that? How many games nowadays have a cheat menu like this? I don't think very many. Imagine if Crimson Desert actually had a cheat menu where you can enable God mode at any time. Good luck. Or I know you can mod games, but what if a cheat menu is programmed by the developers? You don't get much of those anymore. So let's see how difficult this boss fight is and how long it takes to defeat it. So let's enable God mode. And if you enable God mode, obviously achievements are disabled. But let's see what happens. Look how many robots are here. Look how many robots are camping this place. This assault rifle is pretty decent. I got 9 of these. Oh, you gotta wait for that thing to reload. You can't just fire it back. Fire it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what the new Resident Evil game did. This Magnum is really powerful, too. One of the best weapons in the game. You know, I kind of wasted all my ammo. Maybe I should have just used the Magnum instead. Yeah, there's a boss fight that's happening here as well. But we're just gonna... It's always... The game is very generous with, allowing you to activate cheats so you can just practice, and then you do it for real. That's pretty cool. And I got like 86 shells. Yeah, it is kind of like Leon's guns, except that you can have many weapons. Yeah, but let's not forget, LOL. Back in the 90s, this game did this inventory system. I don't think System Shock back in the 90s was the first to do this, but this goes way back to the 90s before Resident Evil did this. So, but it's still pretty fun though. And these guns are fine. The biggest weakness of this game is the AI. The AI pathfinding is not the best. I got the high ground, so this is not too bad. Glad that... Although there's an actual boss fight because you do get a cutscene, quote unquote. Trust me, there is a boss fight. The first time that a boss fight happened with this guy that we're about to face here soon, it actually lasted less than 10 seconds. I'm not kidding, less than 10 seconds. I had to make a video on that. Alright, so... yeah, you switch between guns so you don't waste ammo. I'm gonna save that grenade launcher for the boss fight coming up. Alright, I believe that's everyone. That's everyone. But as soon as you try to go for the we're gonna get ourselves some interesting company here. So let's create a new save right here. Again, I'm just doing this with cheats just to practice, so at least you know what you gotta do. Because you got to be very careful with your resources here. You can speedrun this, obviously, but it's nice to know what's happening before you do this part. So, I will beat this for real, and it's all about positioning. So, the last time we fought with Diego, we used a grenade launcher, got these 2 grenade launchers, and we have this rail gun here. We're gonna put the rail gun here, and... hold on a second. We're gonna use this laser rapier as well. Yeah, this laser rapier, which basically looks like a lightsaber. This laser rapier was featured in the original System Shock game back in the 90s. It's basically a lightsaber, but it's a very powerful weapon that you're gonna use against this boss. So, I have no clue when the boss is gonna appear here, but yeah, let's try this. I believe the boss is gonna appear here as soon as we do this. It's sort of like it kind of is, LOL. But keep in mind that the makers of this game did that weapon before Halo became a thing. Again, this was fun. This game that's remaking the original is from the 90s, mid 90s if I remember correctly. So yeah, this game basically did Halo stuff in a way before Halo. So yeah. So we still got our God mode enabled. So let's see how this boss fight is gonna appear. And you do get a short cutscene. And yeah, we got our EMP launcher here. So let's see what happens. There we go. Yep, that's what happens. As soon as that thing goes into low health, he basically runs away. Yep. And when you load a save file like this, yeah, you basically lose God mode. Yep, exactly. Yep. Yeah, if you compare the levels for this game, if you compare the levels that you're seeing here right now to the original, they do remake most of the areas pretty faithfully, but there are areas that they clearly did change things up so that it doesn't. So they basically redid the levels so that the levels look like you're in an actual space station. I'm pretty sure there are people that did a side-by-side comparison of this, but yeah, it's basically as straightforward as it gets. So, all right, so yeah, let's see how good this is. We got God mode on, and Yeah, this thing can... Oh, you know what? I forgot. I forgot something. I forgot something before I did this. Like in the original game, you have this berserk patch. I don't know if you can see it, but basically you can increase melee attack speed by 50%, melee damage by 100%. So yeah, let's see how powerful we become after we activate berserk. And there's also reflex as well, which does slow things down as well. So let's see how powerful we really are. Let's see.
My You cannot hurt me again.
Wow. What an epic boss fight, LOL. Compare that to what I was doing at normal speed. Wow, what an epic boss fight. We are basically very OP. Yep. Remember, I had God mode on, but even you can tell that even if I didn't have God mode on, I basically just defeated that boss right there, and there's no way for that person to react. Yeah, this laser rapier is a really powerful weapon. When you have Berserk, when you apply Berserk, and then that reflex patch, which basically slows down time like the Matrix, that boss did not stand a chance. At all. Not even close. Nope. So the only thing that's gonna happen is the only thing that's gonna happen is that I have to take my time taking out these bots, which are basically camping this escape pod here. That's about it, really. And I looted a lot of these Berserk and Reflex patches. I got so many of them, and I don't always use them. You only use them when you absolutely have to. Yeah. So here's the interesting question, LOL. Do you think I can beat that boss more or less that quickly if I did not use Reflex, but I had the Berserk patch on? Do you think I can do it the same way? And how much damage will I take? All right, so let's reload. Don't worry, if we die, we can just reload. So let me make sure that I don't have God mode on. See, disable God mode. Look at the top right part of the screen. That's the health. That's my health on green, and that's my energy on blue. I think you kind of figured that out, but I just want to point that out as for reference. So we're gonna activate our Berserk patch. And here we go. Whoa. Look how close I was to dying. Wow. Wow. I technically did beat him. Wow. And obviously I did not beat this thing legit because I would have gotten an achievement there. But yeah, wow. Yeah, this reflex makes it even easier. I don't think there's no way for him to react in time. So yeah. And yeah, there's a reload with the grenade launcher, so you can't just fire again. So yeah. And this railgun is really powerful too. So yeah, I basically reloaded. So it is possible. So let's do that whole sequence again. I'm gonna quit to the title screen here, and let's try to defeat all those all those robots defending it. So yeah, we have to reload back to the main menu, and then load a save file here, so we can do this without. So we can actually do this fight without dying. Sorry, so we can do this without we can do it, get the achievement. All right. And I'm actually surprised none of the robots actually know how to get up here. So that makes this whole fight a little easier. So let's do this again. Save it right here. Okay. Let's get rid of this save file, and right here. Let's try not to take. Let's try to peek. So you don't have to waste your shots, so you got to be a little bit of a marksman. You know you got a hit when you got a hit scan telling you. I'm actually surprised no enemies spawned from behind me, so at least the AI is not completely cheap. The AI is the biggest weakness in this game. They're not that smart. Oh yeah, it's way better. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, this is way better. I'm just being critical. One down. The enemy has not even opened fire on me unless I get closer to them. How many shots do I still have? Okay, 68. I also have a laser pointer in this thing, by the way. Okay, you're not missing much. Let me just defeat these guys. Okay, let's use the assault rifle now. Let's save the game again. This is slow. How much ammo are we doing? Alright, we're not doing too bad. Thank God they can't come up here. This actually makes this easier. These things are actually more deadly in the hallways. Come on. Just take cover. Don't... I haven't even used my shields yet. Yeah, this is just using the high ground. That's all I'm doing here. I think I just took them all out. And I did not even use all of my ammo. You gotta save these for later. I know there are cheat codes that you can get more ammo, but I don't want to do that. Alright. So, where is the charging station? So yeah, lol, welcome back. You didn't miss anything. I basically did the exact same thing as before, but no cheats. That's the only thing that's the only thing I'm doing here right now. So we're gonna be doing the Edward Diego boss fight, if you can even call it a bit. If you can. Oh, look at that. Yeah, remember what I told you before about the AI pathfinding in this game? This game is not the best at it. I think that AI got stuck. Being a camper. Exciting. How that AI got stuck there, I don't know. But the pathfinding in this game with the AI is not exactly the best. Doesn't seem to take that much for the AI to get stuck in weird places. Well, let's, which one has more firepower? Yeah, let's just use the assault rifle. Actually, no. We're gonna use the MK84 auxiliary railgun for one shot, and yeah. So, LOL, are you prepared? Hopefully we can... I'm pretty sure it's possible to beat this guy without using the reflex, because using this reflex, basically slowing down time, makes this fight even easier. So, let's try to do it without that. And hopefully we don't die. And this whole fight doesn't even last 10 seconds. Okay, let's save this game again. Yeah, let's have our grenade launcher here for the MP so we can get an easy shot. Whoops. There we go. Whoops, I forgot to get my melee weapon out. Yeah, this laser rapier is the key to this fight. Yeah, this laser rapier is the key to this fight. There you go. Yep. Yeah. That is almost the exact strategy that I used on this same boss, but an earlier version, a bit earlier. Yeah, didn't even last 10 seconds. Yeah. Alright, now we can just loot. Yeah, there were enemies in this, hangar bay earlier, way before I got to this part in the game, but yeah, this was pretty easy. And we can heal ourselves, but yeah, let's not worry about that. Yep, I just did that part. Apparently there's supposed to be an achievement or something for this, but whatever. It's not a big deal. And I believe that's everything. Okay. Yeah, these are the escape pods, but we already know what happens next. All right. We already know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna try this. So it doesn't matter which one because we already know what's gonna happen. But hey, let's do this. All right. Here we go. Let's see how they execute the scene in this version.
Life pod launch initiated.
It's not gonna happen.
Destroyed my beautiful station.
And now you attempt to flee?
No, you will not escape your actions. I will leave you here to die, enemy, along with the rotting corpses
Of your pathetic species.
Yep. In the original, it was in the original. This interior looks very bland, but at least they put details here to make it look like an actual escape pod. So that's not surprising. Cool. But it does look like an actual escape pod hallway, which is really cool.
Okay, don't panic. You're not dying today. Shodan started the bridge separation sequence. It'll be some time before that happens, but when it does, you'll need to be on there. We're the team of engineers who worked on Shodan. They'll feed you information while you're making
I see you are still receiving transmissions from Earth. We'll have no more of that.
Yeah. They, like I said before, they just took this game, took the original designs, took the original look of the levels, and basically made this into the remake. That's it. That's all they did. Oh, here we go. We got ourselves a camper. Okay, here we go. Let's bring out our Magnum again. Oh yeah, and I'm running low. Yeah, these things pack a punch. These things really do pack a punch. Oh yeah, this thing you gotta wait for the reload. Yep. All right, here we go. Let's try that again. Should be coming down this hallway right about now. Oh, that thing this just one-shotted that guy. But it's limited ammo though. I got like 8 shells left. Only use this when you absolutely have to. Awesome. Yeah, just like Resident Evil and many other games, you basically got to do resource management. You don't want to use all of your guns. You got to switch between all of them so that you don't use them all. And here we go. We're going to the flight deck. How many enemies are going to be trying to stop us here? Speaking of which, I gotta use this medi patch. If you explore these levels already thoroughly, they don't respawn. Only in certain areas they respawn. But because we triggered the self-destruct, these enemies are basically intercepting us, story-wise. And yes, yeah, there are enemies that will spawn in your way, and you gotta take care of them. Pretty standard, honestly. Let's bring in... Okay. Alright, Penetrator... Teflon. Let's switch to the Teflon rounds. There we go. We're going to the security level, by the way. Security level. I don't know how many of the enemies respawn to intercept us, but I'm being very cautious here. Back in the original game, back in this teleporter, the game was pretty cheap to have you fight enemies as soon as you go through here. Wouldn't surprise me if they do that here, but hey, this is my first time going through this. Nobody here? That was surprisingly easy. Nobody here? Okay, that was easy. Engineering. Ooh, gotta love this camper. Gotta love that. Gotta love when the game does that. Well, you know what we're gonna do about that? We're gonna bring our railgun again. Yeah, we're gonna bring our railgun to kill that guy. Nice enough for them to camp the elevator.
Insect, your friends cannot stop your fate. Stop your fate. Stop your fate. Stop your fate. Stop your fate.
Yeah. So far, not many other games have done this style of a villain with that type of voice work and processing. Still pretty interesting after all these years, but I know some people are not going to enjoy that. All right, how many more enemies are going to intercept us? How many more enemies are waiting for us here? Back in the original game, I remember very well there are enemies that will spawn beyond this hallway. Will they do the same here? Let's bring our Magnum. Ooh, of course they do. Yep, of course they do. Yep. Of course they do. Since we got one enemy to deal with right off the bat, let's use our Mark III assault rifle. It can dish out quite a bit of damage. Let's use our penetrator first. Penetrator ammo. Okay. We got the best shield in the game, and that helps us absorb some of the damage. Oh, this is fun. This is really fun. These guns are pretty fun to play. And thankfully, we can just quickly heal ourselves right here. We got ourselves a power station right here, and our healing station right here. Pretty convenient. Pretty simple. So I'm gonna have a save file before I set the reactor off. So it's pretty cool to see this station be, basically all lit up because it's gonna blow up. So yeah, pretty cool. It'll be cool to see what the security level looks like. I'm not gonna beat this game tonight, but I just want to quickly show you what it looks like. Are you still there, LOL? Because in the original game, the security level was pretty ambitious for its time. But let's see how this remake does. Yeah, let's see how this remake does the security level, at least the beginning when it first opens up to you. Yeah, not that far apart, but this game did it first, and it was pretty ambitious for its time. Yeah, this game was pretty ambitious for its time. Alright, let's save this game again. Let's see. Should be an enemy ambushing us here. Unless they got rid of that. No? No, not this time? In the original game, there is an enemy that actually surprises you in his elevator. Did they get rid of that, or is it still here? Let's find out. Oh.
So, Hacker, you're still alive. I'm very impressed. Are you pleased to see the results of your hacking into Showdown? We have much to thank you for. We shall meet soon, I promise.
Yeah, that was not in the original, by the way. No! In the original game, there's an enemy that actually spawns in its elevator to meet you, but not in this version. So here we go, the security level. I have never seen it before, so let's see what it looks like. Also, I did bring in my weapons here earlier. So, yeah, I got the rest of my weapons here all ready to go. So what does the security level look like? It's supposed to be a fortress. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Oh, snipers already. Snipers already waiting for me. Yep.
Warning. Bridge separation process initiated. All unnecessary personnel clear the level.
Wow. This place actually looks cool. This place looks really cool. Wow. If you compare this to the original, this is better. Actual lighting, and it looks like a freaking fortress. But to answer your question, I'll finish this another time. But to answer your question, LOL, if I'm gonna play Call of Duty, it will most likely be the older games. I hear the newer Call of Duty games are not that good, and they're not that impressive. And most of the Call of Duty games, even the older ones, are kind of pricey. I don't know how many of these games can still be run on modern systems, even though they're listed in the even though they're still listed in the Steam library here. But I mean, I can play some of the Call of Duty games, but really depends which one is worth playing for. This Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is still being charged $80 even after 10 years. Yeah, I mean, it really depends, but I definitely will not be playing the newer releases because I hear they're not that good. So, but I can play some of the older ones. But yeah, System Shock Remake, the final level, the security level, I finally got it queued up to where I want to go. So good, I got the save file where I want it to be. It's going to be really cool. And by that stage, you're pretty good on ammo, so it's really nice. So, LOL, that Jurassic World Evolution game that I told you about, the game is fine, but it's not exactly something worth showing on screen, honestly, unless you go sandbox or something. But this game is relatively straightforward. It really is straightforward, and I'll quickly show you on screen what I did. But yeah, that Ever Diego boss fight is surprisingly easy when you slow down time. It's so easy. But if you stun it, get a railgun, and yeah, you already saw that, so. You basically get 2 credit sequences after you complete the missions in this game, and 5 stars in all islands. I basically got everything unlocked through the campaign that I did. The only thing left that I could do, if I really am that interested, is to just max out the reputation for entertainment, security, and science, and that's it. Apparently, some of the achievements I did not max out yet. I reached the maximum science reputation, so only thing I gotta do is reach entertainment and security, and that's it. So hopefully that answers your question, LL. It really depends which Call of Duty, because I know there are many Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but which one? Like, which one on Steam should we focus on? And yeah, when it comes to Jurassic World, This is the last island in the game, and just to reach 5 stars and complete all the missions, I didn't even use all this space here on the right side. I just used up all the space that I had here on the left side, and I did get rid of quite a bit of dinosaurs because I had to complete these missions, which are very, very specific on what you gotta do. And I got it all done very easily. And there are some expeditions that I can do just to level up, just to get the genomes to 100%, which is gonna be pretty simple here. Yeah, this game is pretty much easy to complete, just to get the remaining dinosaurs. And the only thing left in this game are the DLCs, the sandbox, and Isla Nublar. Basically, if I remember correctly, that's where the places that the events of the first Jurassic Park movie took place, and you basically can build whatever you want. And it's pretty easy to reach 5 stars unless you, unless you place all your entertainment and all your guest buildings properly, and that's it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2009. Is that game still possible to be played in? Is that possible to still be played on modern systems, or you gotta patch it? (2009). I hope this game is still possible to be played without patches, unless you gotta, yeah. This has to be the greatest Modern Warfare game ever made. Okay. All right. You know, so LOL. LOL. If this game can run decently on modern systems, then I don't mind trying this. All right. If there's one Call of Duty game to play, then I'll do that. And even the reviews seem to say it is the best Call of Duty game. And I don't know if the multiplayer still works on that, but at least the campaign still works, right? So there is one game that oh, Warframe? Nope, I am not playing Warframe. So there is this game called Samson that came out recently, LOL. This game tries to be an open world, sort of like GTA, but apparently it's a very budget version of GTA, and apparently it has been cooked enough, apparently. Yeah, I hope this game was decent, but I guess it isn't yet. It's not cooked enough. There is a Bubsy 4D game that's coming out. There's also Pragmata. I hope that game is decent. It's Capcom trying to do something different. And yeah, there's really nothing much else that actually is interesting. It's getting me interested. Do you remember Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3? Well, there is this game called The Expanse Osiris Reborn. I don't know if this game will be decent. Because Mass Effect was really good at pulling us in, but I don't know if that game is good. But yeah. But when it comes to this Jurassic World Evolution 1, this game, this first game in the series, there is the second and third, but apparently the first one is the best. It is very straightforward once you know what you gotta do, and it is, it's relatively straightforward. I never saw the Jurassic World movies, the one with Chris Pratt is in, but I do remember seeing these gyrospheres that were featured in the movie. So imagine if the park in the Jurassic World movies did not fall apart and were actually peaceful. Well, this is what this game is about. And it's basically dinosaur fan service. That's what this really is. And once you know how this game works, it is relatively straightforward. All you do is keep adding dinosaurs and you make more money. And that's it. And yeah, these expeditions are a little grindy to do, but they're very easy they're pretty easy to do once you get the hang of it. It just takes time to extract and get these to 100%. I know I've already gotten all the upgrades, so this is is not as easy. So yeah, but apparently, if you compare, but apparently, when some people compare Jurassic World Evolution 3 to the previous games, apparently it doesn't add things too much, and they're asking full price for it. One thing I hear that Jurassic World Evolution 3 did add that Jurassic World Evolution 1 doesn't have is that it has babies, but apparently it doesn't add too much to the gameplay or to the game series itself. Apparently, some people are arguing that it's more tedious than this first game in the series. Some people have also said that these rangers, the people in the park that can medicate and tranquilize, uh, dinosaurs. Apparently, they don't do that anymore in the sequels. So yeah, there are no bridges even in the two sequels that follow this first game. But I mean, as long as the gameplay is solid, that's about it really. And yeah, these ACU helicopters, you could not medicate. You cannot shoot. You couldn't even medicate dinosaurs at all. Only thing you could do was tranquilize them. And you can actually fly these helicopters personally. I mean, how much can you descend? Oh, so you cannot actually touch the ground at all. Oh. I'm amazed that I'm amazed that these tourists are completely unfazed by a very low-flying helicopter. Well, they kind of react, but they don't really react. Yeah, I talked to Knight about the sequels to these Jurassic World Evolution games. Apparently, they don't seem to be worth it. The sequels are not really worth it. This first game also does have DLCs, especially the original Jurassic Park where you do get to revisit. So, actually, I don't mind if I'm just stuck with the first game. Because apparently the sequels don't really add much to the series, apparently. And this game doesn't look too bad graphically. I can run this game on max settings. I can actually run this game on max settings especially when I limit my FPS to around 60 to 70. Also, do you know Spanish by any chance?
Remember.
Do you know Spanish by any chance? Because the Ranger, when you drive the Ranger Jeeps, they do play Spanish music. I don't watch the movies, the newer ones, so I don't know. Oh, they don't react. Oh. Yeah, that is true, LOL. But is it worth the money that you pay for? Apparently, Knight said they're not really worth it. I don't know. But honestly, I don't mind just being with this first game. I mean, it is very straightforward, and it's not too complicated. Yeah, I mean, besides the new buildings, I think this game is fine. Let me just save this game again before I hop off from this. The only thing I'll probably do is just max out the reputation for entertainment and security because it's pretty easy to reach, and I'll get a little achievement for it. That's about it. Okay. Hey, Rugzukin, welcome back. So yeah, I basically made progress on the System Shock remake. Did you see that earlier? Because it looks really cool. Because it does look like a freaking fortress, unlike the original game. And Jurassic World Evolution, I basically focused on the first game because apparently it's pretty solid compared to the sequels. I think the only DLC that seems to be worth getting in the original Jurassic World Evolution one is the Return to Jurassic Park, where you actually basically do the movie, like the original Jurassic Park movie. And yeah, well, don't worry, you didn't miss much, Rugzukin. You really didn't miss much. Yeah, the sequel, Jurassic World Evolution 3, the latest one in the series, uh, apparently it's not worth getting. That's what Knight was telling me. And it does add babies, dinosaurs into the mix. But other than that, it's yeah. If you never played Evolution 1 or 3, this game will be perfect. It should have been DLC. Literally add just the new cosmetics and you're paying just to breed dinosaurs in parks. Yeah, that's the only difference is you get to breed and that's it. So yeah. So Rozukin and LOL, how much time do you have to watch? How much time do you have to watch? Because I do have an interesting idea if I can get this working. This is 1994 graphics, by the way, LOL. This is 1994 graphics, so... So, Rugzukin, remember this visual. When you reach the security level in the original System Shock, this is what you see. This is what the fortress looks like. Now, we're gonna reload into the System Shock remake that was released a few years ago in 2023. And I'm gonna do a side-by-side comparison of that exact same level when you do reach security. I finally managed to reach the security level. I did all the exploration off screen because you're not really missing anything. You're really not missing anything. And I did the second Edward Diego boss fight in less than 10 seconds. I'm not kidding. Less than 10 seconds. Almost the exact same strategy from the first time I did that. Yeah, exactly. Almost exactly the same. And this is what the space station looks like in the remake. It actually looks pretty nice compared to the original game. Alright, so this is the... So yeah, this is what the elevator, when you finally reach the security level, is like. I got all my weapons from the previous levels here. And here we go. We got some enemies to take care of.
Escaped.
Looks like a freaking fortress. And intimidating.
Escaped.
Warning. Bridge separation process initiated. All unnecessary personnel clear the level.
Oh. I'm getting sniped. Oh. Now this is a nice improvement of the original. Looks like a freaking fortress, doesn't it? Yep, this is the... Just to give you an idea, this is what the space station looks like. Let me see if it can go to status. So we basically are here at the security level. That's why this place looks really tiny. And the bridge is just right above us. It basically is a skyscraper. I mean, yeah, it's called a fortress because the villain calls it that. But yeah, this is the security level, and that's why it looks like a skyscraper, because we're literally here at the security level, right before the bridge. And this whole bridge right here is going to separate from the rest of this station to avoid self-destruction. So, yeah. I can't tell what the snipers are, because because this whole place being a skyscraper is kind of hard to tell. Yeah, the lighting here makes it really hard to see where the snipers are. You gotta be very careful. But I do like this remake because, I mean, if you compare it to the original game, they were kind of limited to what they could do at the time. So, Night Dive did a pretty good job remaking this. It's really cool. I really hope I don't get sniped. Hope I don't get sniped.
Mother's will be done.
By this point in the game, you are so much ammo that it basically turns into an action movie, which I don't mind. You are very weak early on, so this is very satisfying fighting against all these bad guys. Oh, let's go kill. Let's go. Did that enemy just kill itself with that EMP? Okay, that works. We got ourselves some nice supplies, very generous, just like in the original game. Let's use our battery. No need to vaporize everything because I got more than enough credits. Yeah, this place is a huge skyscraper, and I don't know where the snipers are. There are cyborg assassins. Who knows where they are? Oh. Oh. Let's make another save file right here. Okay. Sir, where's the security camera? I don't see it. Nope, I don't see it. I prefer the remake. I do prefer the remake. The remake obviously is better than the OG, but I do respect the OG though for what it is, despite the limitations they had at the time. Okay, and I do have quite a bit of save files here, so yeah. Ooh, more ammo. Yeah, this level is pretty generous with ammo. Really generous with ammo. And I got more than enough credits to do this. You can buy credits. I spent almost the entire game vaporizing everything, and I got like 72 credits. So, yeah. Cool. In the worst case, I can just redo this entire thing and not spend as much credits. Nice. Okay. Save again. I'm just trying to watch out what the snipers are. Oh, here we go. There you are. There it is. There you are. Yep. I like the fact that they are actually hiding and they make their appearance known. Oh yeah, those flyers. I'm surprised they're not making their appearance just yet. Wow. But yeah, I'll continue. I'll probably continue making progress on this. Actually, you know what? I'll make an exception. Since this is an action-packed level and the security level, I will not cover this game again. I'll only do an actual playthrough of this game and not do it off screen. Because this level is not as long as the previous ones. Not even close. So, it's a pretty fun game. And, actually, it is possible to have a photo mode in this game, but you're getting rid of the HUD. So, yeah, you can actually kill all the enemies in the level if you wish, and enable God mode anytime. It's pretty cool. And I wish I had more time today, but I had to do progress on Jurassic World Evolution 1 and System Shock Remix, so that it's not going to be a problem later during the week. And by the way, this Resident Evil Requiem game, I've already beaten it, like I told you before, but there really isn't that much replay value in the campaign, even if there's a photo mode added to it. Unless they add mercenaries or a minigame or something just to make this game more interesting, then there really isn't that much to this game. You don't pay full price for this game. It's really expensive. It's not worth the full price. I wish it could have been better. There will be a story expansion to this game, just like the previous games. I hope it's going to be better than the main campaign or the main story, because I think it was a bit disappointing. It could have been done better. That's my honest take on it. It's not a masterpiece like people are saying it, like saying it is. I mean, it's not a masterpiece. It's not the worst game. Oh, it's not a bad game. It's just, I don't know. It's above average, I guess. But yeah, and this Final Fantasy 14, oh boy, I wish I could have covered that game on screen, but thankfully I didn't have to do any content because the latest patch to Final Fantasy 14 is going to be coming out later this month with new story. So it's a good thing I got most of the I actually did many other games before that. Speaking of other games, there really isn't that many other games that really stand out. I mean, I'm actually holding off on Marvel Rivals until Friday night because the matchmaking or the matches we got they were not exactly the best. We were not exactly getting the teammates that we were hoping for. Also, Lethal Company finally came out with an update. I don't know how many of you remember this game, but they did finally add an update. And this is a game that I cannot see myself playing without friends. Yeah, this game is not really that interesting to play without friends, honestly. Um, I really hope that if I'm lucky, I should hopefully find some people to play this game with because yeah, this game is not something I want to play solo. It's just for fun. There's really no progression or end game. It just depends how long you can survive and how funny and hilarious it can be. So yeah. But I'm glad that we did progress on System Shock Remake and Jurassic World Evolution 1. Yeah, that Jurassic World Evolution 1 is not really a game I can show you on screen, unfortunately, because it's kind of anticlimactic. You see the credits for the game roll twice. The first time is if you do all the missions in the campaign, and the second time is you do all the missions for the security science and security division. Sorry, science, entertainment, and the security division. Once you do all that for all the islands, you get another credit sequence. Both are kind of anticlimactic, but whatever. But nevertheless, I did most of the games that I'm pretty happy with. And when it comes to Phasmophobia, how many of you remember Phasmophobia? I'm not really looking forward to going back to that game ever again, especially with how boring that game has gotten. The only the only decent game, the only decent game or decent Phasmophobia clone that I have seen is called The Other Side. And I've seen quite a bunch of Phasmophobia clones. This is one of the more decent ones, but nobody is paying attention to this game or giving any fanfare. Yeah, this is probably one of the better ones, but nobody has taken attention to this game. Yeah, Phasmophobia I kind of got tired of, especially when they reset the progression in that game too, which I was not interested in going through again. Especially how frustrating it is for the evidence to show up, regardless if you are careful or not. But yeah, sorry for being late on the session today, but I had to get my rest, and I also got System Shock Remake and Jurassic World Evolution 1 out of the way. Really, there wasn't really much you were missing off screen, not really. Although the security level will be very interesting to do an actual playthrough of together with the audience. That's where things actually finally do pick up in an action-packed way. So I would not be too surprised if the final Edward Diego boss fight is going to be even easier when I do the same strategy with the reflex, and yeah, it's going to be even easier. I wouldn't be too surprised if that was the case. No, I'm not kidding, Ruzukin. I don't know if you saw that earlier. I haven't made a video on it yet, but the first time I come across Edward Diego, the cyborg, I figured out a strategy just by trial and error, and I was able to defeat it in less than 10 seconds. And the second time around, also the same thing. There is a reflex booster or patch that you can use in the game, which basically slows down time like the Matrix. And the second time around, and even the first time around, I was able to beat the boss in less than 10 seconds on the highest combat difficulty setting. And you have to kill that thing quickly because the weapons can kill you very quickly, even if you have good shields. So if I was able to defeat it that quickly, I don't mind. So, and by the way, Ruzukin, that System Shock remake that I just showed you, that game actually has a cheat menu. Not something you mod through the game like you do in most games nowadays, but it actually has a cheat menu that was put in by the developers. That's not something you see very often nowadays. How many games can you think of nowadays that has a coded or built-in cheat menu made by the developers themselves and not the modders? I don't think many people can tell me right off the bat without going on the internet to find that out. But yes, games used to have cheats programmed by the developers themselves. Good luck seeing those nowadays without mods or the community modding those in. Anyway, it's midnight, folks. I'll try to come on earlier tomorrow, but let me assure you that I had to do the progression on Jurassic World Evolution 1 and System Shock Remake because honestly, you were not missing much. But I think the System Shock Remake will be very interesting to get some photos because the levels in that game look pretty cool. I mean, graphically, they don't break any grounds, but it looks fine. So I'll hopefully see you guys earlier tomorrow, Thursday. Oh, and by the way, Rozuki and LOL, you guys still there? I mean, remember that Unreal? I hope the Unreal Tournament 2004 in particular is gonna get a patch by the community. I'm still waiting for the community to patch it in because apparently there are still some nasty issues the game has. That game is not sold on storefront anymore, but I'm actually looking forward to playing that game. And a multiplayer is actually possible as well, but I'll wait until they finally patch that game after all these years. So that'll be really cool. So yeah, Rozukin, Unreal Tournament 2004. I don't know if you've ever played that game, but you should at least try it because anybody can run that game. And I'm just waiting for the community to patch the bugs and the issues with that game. Honestly, in my opinion, it's more interesting and fun than Fortnite. That was for Unreal Tournament and Unreal, those games that they did back in the late 90s and 2000s. That was Epic's moneymaker before Fortnite came along. And I still think it's more interesting. More things to offer, in my opinion, in the main modes. But I digress. But the game is still alive, Rookzukin, and hopefully it'll get more attention. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon.